Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. I'm sitting here in the sanctuary broadcasting again. Got my blockchain shirt on because blockchain's been on my mind all week. I'm hoping Bitcoin and Ethereum go up a little bit over the next month or so. And just shout out to David Smith for getting me this shirt. Also want to give a shout out to my guest choice today, and he very intelligent and wise person, said first person to shout out is his wife. So I'm going to give a shout out to Nikita Brunson and the work that she is doing with Uncovered Beauty Studio. If you don't know about this place, look it up. She is a rock star. And the other people was the Thomas family. I think it's AJ and Jaquez, he'll correct me in a second. But he wants to give a shout out to them, and I'm actually going to ask him why right when we bring him on. So, Ramon, how you doing today?
What's up? What's going on?
I like that you start with peace.
Salam.
Yes. So, oh wait, we gotta remember that wife thing. Gotta say hey. Oh, did you see that on the screen? She's uncovered.
Oh,
she's saying hey to you.
Hey, so, how you doing? It kind of froze up on my end.
Oh, okay. I didn't ask you why to give a shout out to the Thomas family, so I got stuck there for a second. So I'm going to give you half of that. What's the shout out to them for?
So the Thomas family, AJ and Jaquez, they're friends of ours. We've been close friends on a journey together for the last, 6-7 years. And so, but through that journey, we've grown close to each other. We're family now. And the reason why I give them a shout out is because both families are actually in one household together. And so we spent so much time together, had dinners at each other's house. We decided to bring our two households together and make it one household in this one house that we bought together. So we have a podcast. If you want to know more about our journey, how we even came to this point, it's called Two Families /One House. So it's a podcast we have.
Is that like the letter two? I mean the number two or
number? Yep, like the number two. So Two Families /1 in house. And so you can find our Instagram page. You can find us on Facebook. Our podcast is on Apple, Anchor, and also Spotify. And you can hear our whole journey of us coming together.
Did I do that right?
Oh, just take the N out. So just one house. Yeah.
Oh, one house. All right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Two Families /1 house. That Nikita just shared it.
Yeah, she fixed me. Yeah. Thanks, Nikita. So, I think we might talk about that a little bit more as we get further in the show, but I think that's super interesting. Mm-hmm. And I think it actually super smart. Yeah. I mean, more people should probably do stuff like that. Just that sense of community that must be there is fantastic. And it kind of leads towards, it takes a village sometimes. Yeah. Not sometimes, every single time. But we're going to talk about that a lot more too, because I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you why I think you're a hero in a little bit.
Okay, all right.
So before we get to all that, let's learn about you a little bit. Where were you born and raised? Where'd you go to school?
All right, so I'm born and raised out of Flint, Flint, Flint town. So every time anybody meet, you're going to know off the rip, I'm from Flint. So me and Nikita both are born and raised in Flint, and we met in Flint. But I graduated from Flint Northern and also Big Red, also known as Big Red. I graduated in the year 2000, so I can't believe it's been 21 years since I graduated high school. And then once I graduated high school, I actually moved to Lansing for like 3 months. I went to LCC for like 3 months. Didn't work out so much when I first moved here and back in 2000 when I graduated high school. And then I moved back home to Flint. And then I went to my community college. And so I ran track in high school. I ran track in middle school, a little bit in elementary. But when I moved back home from Lansing, I started running cross country at Mott Community College.
All right. So I got a lot to say about Flint.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with Flint Northern. So
Yeah.
I graduated in 1984 from Lansing Eastern,
Okay.
and I was a all-state wrestler. I was the wrestling finals. I lost over here at Lansing Eastern, just a
Okay.
block and a half from where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I wrestled for. But my nemesis was a guy named John Fisher, who beat me in the state finals, and he was from Flint Northern, and
Really?
he's all in your athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's in the University of Michigan Hall of Fame. The State Hall of Fame. He is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Is out of Flint Northern.
Yeah. Home of the champions. That's
Home
what
of the
Vander said. Home of the champions.
So I knew you guys were the Big Reds, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And he is one of my best friends. He was when we were kids. He would beat me on the wrestling mat every single time, but I was still he was still one of my favorite people, and still is today.
Yeah.
So I know a bunch of Flint Northern cats.
Yeah, Northern was known for wrestling too, big time.
Yep.
Wrestling in track was huge back in like the early 70s and 80s, real big.
Yeah. Did you know Mr. Bentley?
Mr. Bentley. No, I didn't. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, he was pretty old well, he's still alive. I wouldn't say he's pretty old. Sorry, Mr. Bentley, if you ever hear this. But he was a pretty famous coach in Michigan, but he was Flint Northern's coach.
Yes, I do remember. It's been so long, but it just came back to me who he was. Yeah.
And I hope I made you feel better when I told you I graduated in 84, because that
it made me a little better.
Like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So what? All right. So you went back to Flint. Did you tell us why you came back to Lansing?
Well, I came back to Lansing. I moved, like I said, I went to LCC for like 3 months after I graduated high school. Didn't work too much out when I was here the first time. Moved back to Flint. Started running cross country from Mott Community College. And then I was in Flint all the way into 2007. That was the year me and Nikita got married. And then I moved to Lansing to be closer to my job. And that was I was working for the Michigan Department of Corrections. So I was hired in the prison, in the corrections department as a correction officer. And then I did that for 8 years, and then I transferred over and got a promotion to the corrections program coordinator.
Are you still with corrections?
No, I'm not. It's so funny you asked that. Last Friday was actually my last day.
No shit. Oh.
Yeah. No.
Were you down in Jackson or Ionia, or?
I was in Ionia, so I had worked at Ionia Correctional Facility I spent 15 years. I learned a lot, met a lot of cool people who I worked with, who's correction officers and staff members who every day we went into there not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing that you can have a quiet day or you can have a busy day. But I worked with along the side of a lot of cool, amazing people who work for the Department of Corrections and who work inside and go in and do this job every day, a job that many people don't like doing. So
there's a whole nother show that you and I could talk about there. I don't know if you've heard of our company that runs out of the Fledge called Power and Passion, but we help returning citizens reduce the probability that they're going to have recidivism, that they're going to make a technical violation and go back into the prison. There's a lot I want to ask you, but it's going to be later. It's going to be offline. But I think that's awesome. How was that experience? I mean,
it was different. I learned a lot about myself, a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, a lot of habits I picked up. And one habit that I brought home a lot from working from the prison was small lies, because I always told different stories to individuals when I did rounds in the unit. So somebody may ask me a question like, "Hey, Brunson, can you look in this for me?" knowing I really wasn't. I'm just gonna be honest. But I got so used to doing that, and then that carried over into my everyday life. And so, Nikita, somebody asked me or something, so I was always in the habit of telling some quick story or trying to, yeah, just trying to make. I hate to say it, like make up some type of lie or something to kind of move on away from it because it just came second nature because I did it almost every day. So
Yeah.
that was one of the things I picked up. I hated it, I picked up from there.
You you must have gone through a whole spectrum of feelings all the
Hmm.
time. I mean,
Hmm.
some guys you probably like, I'm gonna shake the shit out of this guy today, and
Yeah,
other guys you're probably like, man, he's got it rough. Is
yeah,
it?
yeah. I did. It was a lot of mixed emotions, like you said, because um, a lot of people who in prison look like me or came from the same neighborhood like me, and so a lot of people I related to, and so I knew from when I started the job is just to treat people the same way I wanted to be treated because all it takes is just one mistake to be in their same positions, or we did things in our lives we just ain't get caught,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's a
Uh,
lot of
I'm gonna I'm gonna confess to all that. I hid behind my straight A's and my
yeah.
wrestling and did a bunch of shady stuff on the side that
Hmm.
nobody ever even thought I would do.
Hmm.
You know, but there's also guys probably in there. I don't know if you can hear me or see me. I'm back.
All right, I'm still here.
That was on my side of
Oh, okay.
the internet, not your side.
Okay, I'm like, what did
Um,
I do? I ain't do
you
nothing.
didn't do anything, but just to kind of summarize, and we'll go on a little bit. But Nikita's talking about he treats them like people, not prisoners, and
Yeah, I did.
now I got two reasons why you're my hero. And what I was kind of saying is not everybody should be in there or they got a longer sentence than they should have had. You know, they might not even be guilty, which I'm
Right.
sure you hear that a lot.
Yeah, I did hear that a lot.
But yeah, I mean, it's about dignity and respect when
Right.
you're, especially when you're a guard, huh?
Hmm.
And safety, I guess, too,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, man, we might loop back on that in a little bit too.
Okay.
What got you into coaching?
So, Nikita, what started was she always asked me what I wanted to do, what I like to do, because as a correction officer, I worked a 2 to 10 shift. It took me like 45, 50 minutes to an hour to get to work. And so a lot of my time was on the highway. And so she always would ask me, what would you like to do? And I always say, I don't know. Like, I go to work, I pay the bills. Like, what more do I need to do? Like, and she always asks me that, always asks me that. And so I had the opportunity and I took the promotion as a correction program coordinator. And then my job was to put together activities and keep the prisoners busy from basketball, from whatever things I come up with. And so when I switched positions, it freed up my time to do other things that I enjoy doing. And so with that, the first coaching opportunity I did was I coached Upward basketball over at Trinity Church. I did that for a minute. And then after I was done with that, our friend Jacquees, who I gave a shout out to, the Thomases, we was sitting around, hanging around, and she said, "Man, you should start a track team or something like that." It came about, and I'm like, "Track team? Like really?" She was like, "No, you run," and we kind of just went through the whole list. She was like, "You just finished basketball with Upward," and so that was pretty cool. And so I was like, "All right, I'll give it a try." And so we started. That pretty much started the whole, track club and me kind of going in and coaching even more. And it started with 9 kids, and so that whole process with having a community of people around me speaking good things, speaking life back into me, like, "Hey, give it a try," instead of just giving up on me. So yes, that's why I shout out to them.
That's I think that's an awesome story. What I'm trying to, well, why is being a coach? What's your passion there? Like, did you have a coach
This
that made up? Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. So I had some good coaches in my high school. I had my high school coaches was really really cool. Was Coach Lakey, and then the assistant coach was Coach Gates. And they didn't play around. Like they both of them coach had two different styles of coaching. I think what was really good for our track team. One was like did like we finna get it done, and one was like, hey, I'm gonna kind of walk you through some different things. And so with those two different coaches, they balance it out each other. So a lot of my coaching skills, yes, I get from my high school coaches. Um, and then just the time that I saw what they poured into us on our track team. And so I carry that over into individuals who I connect with now or through my coaching with my track program and also with going into the personal training. And so I just always seeing like the growth and just seeing people just getting better or trying something that they never had done before. And so I just love this coming along inside of people and helping them.
Yeah. How do you think that sports like changed your trajectory? Did that? Okay, let me say it my way first, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
If I
No, go
wouldn't have
ahead.
been
Go ahead.
if I wouldn't have been a wrestler, I would have never gone to college. I would have never, um, I wouldn't have made it through living in poverty. I wouldn't have
Hmm.
got out. And it changed my life significantly. I think that Lansing raised me. And when I say that, I talk about my teachers, my mentors, my coaches,
Hmm.
everybody who raised me up and cheered me on. So to me, um, sports kept me out of trouble. Did you
No, yeah.
experience? Yeah,
Yeah, I did, especially growing up in Flint. It was you could have went either way, but I think the sports for me being at track practice and cross country gave me different opportunities to look at. Like for cross country, you don't see too many black
yeah,
runners in cross country. It's very few, especially if you went to go to a cross country meet. Like I can literally pick out like who was there. And so with me going to these cross country meets and being like not that many black athletes running cross country, I got to learn and connect with other individuals. It gave me an opportunity to see how other people was living in other neighborhoods that I haven't been to and stuff. And so that kind of gave me a different thought like, hey, I could be different because I don't have to necessarily be this way. I can do something different. But the running in sports really did keep me from engaging in other stuff because a lot of time when stuff was going on, like I was at practice. And so,
yeah.
or I was away on a road trip somewhere. And so it did play a huge part. Not saying that I didn't indulge in some trouble. Like I did have a part of my life where I was thinking I was something when I really wasn't. Um, but at the same time, I was still had practice to go to. And so I mean, the honestly, that was one of the reasons why I never smoked weed because I was a long distance runner. I'm just gonna be honest because I just feel like it messed up my lungs. So it was that I stayed away from it. So
I'll say it this way. That's one of the reasons I didn't run cross country. um, because
that's the reason
I
why.
can't, you know, you have to be in great condition to be a wrestler, but yeah, running was not my
Yeah,
thing. I did not love
yeah,
to run.
yeah.
I used to be fast when I was little, but then everyone caught up and passed me. You know,
Hmm.
I thought I was going to be good at track at some point, but
Yeah.
I never was.
That you was good at
Um,
wrestling, that sound like.
I was good at wrestling. I lived vicariously through my daughter because she was super good at hurdles.
Hmm.
And I think, I don't know what your favorite is, but I love the hurdles. I think it
Hmm.
is amazing because it's scary. I mean, I don't know if people have ever tried to actually hurdle, but it's some scary shit.
It is. It's tough. Like I thought when I came into high school, my ninth grade year. I thought about like, oh, I'm gonna give the hurdles a try, and I seen how high they was. I was like, nah, I'm good. I stick to the long distance.
I tried to hurdle. I like hopping over stuff.
Yeah,
I
nah,
thought I was going to look all cool. That is not easy
no,
to
it's
do.
not.
Um, so this is well, let's all right. So prison guard and working with the DOC, a
Hmm.
coach. What are there other things that you kind of want to talk about that are in your wheelhouse or what you're
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. So, like I shared, last Friday was my last day. Excuse me, with the MDOC, and so pretty much I wanted to start doing some things. Like I said, me and Nikita work a lot together, and we always been doing different things and different projects around the city together. But I wanted to start doing some things even more around the community. And so right now I'm working on it and started is I call it it's never too late training. And so with this, I'm training people for 5K runs and also doing personal training. And so, like I shared with you earlier, it's from the couch to the 5K. Like I said, and then personal coaching athletes like track athletes for any type of event that they want to do. So, like if they want to spend more time in hurdles or spend more time in long jump or distant runner, I can spend time with them doing the personal training for track, and then also spend personal time with individuals for preparing them for a 5K. So I call it "It's never too late" training.
If somebody wanted to learn more about that, how could they learn more about it?
So you can find me. Well, right now I'm in the process of getting my Facebook page and everything set up for that because this is something new I'm going into. But you can find my track club on Lansing Area Track Club. You can find us on Lansing Area Track Club on Facebook, or you can just find me on social media on Facebook as Ramon Brunson, or on Instagram as Coach Brunson.
All
And
right.
then once I get everything all set up, and then I will put that even more. But right, I'm in the beginning stages, getting everything going, but I do have a couple of people who I'm working with right now. So yeah.
I could see, like doing 5Ks is a huge corporate thing. Like
Hmm.
corporations put on these 5Ks as
Yep.
fundraisers. The other ones want to come and um, other corporations want to come and participate in that, but people think that's super hard and unattainable. I could see how this is a great business model.
Yeah, actually, it can be done. Like that's the thing is, it can be done, and it's never too late for you to start training for and preparing for one. And a 5K is like really a good start and good base because you can go from like 8Ks, which is 5 mile runs, a half a marathon, a full marathon. But see, like a lot of people always want to accomplish the goal of doing the 5K, and that's 3.1 miles. And if you could like if you put a good game plan together, prepare for a 5K, you can hit it. Like you can hit whatever goals you set. And so what I have set up when I do meet with clients and individuals, I have it really goes by the individual because each person is different. And so first thing I do is I actually sit down with the individual and actually learn more about them and what's the goal they want to reach. What's the time, what's how much can you commit to it, make it realistic. I don't want to sell nobody this fantasy like we're gonna be like you're gonna be running in 15 minutes in like 2 weeks. No, we're not like realistic. Let's like make it realistic. And then once I get to know them and see where they at, and then I just put the plan together based on them. Like I said, each person can be different, but then I just walk them through that each week, and the bonus that come with that, I run with my athletes, even at track
Wow.
practice, even with this. Like I'm not the person like that's gonna stand. Sometimes at track practice I may be on the sign, but majority of the time, especially with training for a 5K, I run with the individuals just to kind of talk with them along the way.
Yeah. So you must be like 38 or something like that, right? Real close. Or,
40.
oh, you're 40?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
40.
I can't remember what year you said you graduated, but anyways, just trying to do the quick math. So that must be super good for you to keep your
Yeah,
heart
no,
healthy and all that.
yeah, it is. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me going. Working with people, like because if I'm gonna put myself out there saying I'm training people for 5Ks and doing this fitness and everything else, I also have to be in shape also myself. And so in the morning, I may get up and do a workout, go for a run, ride my bike that I have behind
Yeah,
me.
I see
I
that.
just picked up cycling a year ago, and so yes, I try my best to stay in shape.
When'd you pick up hula hooping?
I haven't. That's Nikita. Nikita does the hula hoop.
I can't do that either, but I got some hula
No,
hoopers that hang out here. They tell me you're not supposed to swivel, you just go back and forth, and that's what makes it
yeah.
good.
I
But
tried to do that and it didn't work out. It just fell straight to the ground.
I just look creepy if I'm trying to hula hoop. So
Yeah.
I gave up. I'm too old for it, maybe. um, Kids,
Mhm.
what ages are the kids that you are coaching that are in your club? Is it all
So
ages?
yeah, it's all ages. Like I think the youngest we may have at times can be 5 years old, and then we can go all the way up to 18 years old. And so most of the kids, two of the kids who ran with us, who graduated out, they come back and volunteer or come back in some type of way to lead the kids, either like through drills or through a workout. And so through that process, I just like teaching other individuals to come along and volunteer and help the kids. So I can have any age. My group that's the biggest with my track club is like from 12 to 14. Like that group is really, really huge. And it's pretty cool seeing them because they develop into like this next group of leaders to kind of run the track club. Like it's so cool to see that transition because some of them been with me since they was 10. And so now they kind of move up. And so watching that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Are most middle schools, have they dropped their track programs?
Not most. I don't really know. Like I know some middle school kids, I do see them out practicing and running it and everything. But a lot of time people we wanted something to do during the summertime.
Yeah.
But most people still have a track program.
Okay. I didn't know if you were filling that gap a little bit or
Hmm.
what have you. Do you go watch some of your runners when they're in high school? And
Yeah. Some of them when I
yeah,
can, I will try to get out. Because some of them play other sports like football, basketball, and everything. So yeah, I would try my best to get out and watch them in their other sports and just and support them along their journey. But it's so cool watching them grow up through this process. It's like it's crazy.
with the Olympics going on, do you have anybody in the Olympics yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm trying to. My daughter Michaela, who's
Uh,
14, she says she want to get to the Olympics. So I'm trying to like, come on, let's go. So, but no,
uh,
not yet though, not yet.
I went from 10 years old to it wasn't until I was 21 where I gave up on my Olympic dream.
Oh yeah,
And I'm going to do something. I must be able to ski and shoot and run or something that.
you could do something. It's they got so many new sports and everything you could do now. You could probably make up your own and hop right in.
um, so, can we talk about
Mhm.
uh, gun violence a little bit?
Okay,
Is it okay if I take us there
yeah,
for a
we can
minute?
go there.
Um, we have a big problem in Lansing. I mean, it's one of our most violent years that we're in the middle of. We're coming off from another one of our most violent years that we've had, and people are looking for solutions all over the place. I mean, from I don't know, the government wants to add more police. We've got
Mhm.
coaches saying we've got to get more sports out there. We've got to get more things for kids to do.
Mhm.
Do you think what you're doing is important in that space?
Yes, I do. I do. I think it's very important because it's giving the kids something to do. It's giving the kids a different outlook on life. It's giving the kids to travel maybe to a different area that they maybe never been before. And so I believe giving them something to do is a huge part of the gun violence. Can we stop and save everybody? No, we can't. But if we put the effort in as a city of Lansing to work together, we can change that curve to go down. So Yes, I do. I do feel it's very important to promote sports and to come along the side of these young kids and young adults.
Yeah, it was kind of a leading question for me because I would have said that yes too. I think for
Mhm.
sure, and it's really hard to know. All right, I coached that kid in track, and he
Mhm.
never got involved in gun violence. Was that
Mhm.
for because of you? Was it another factor? What have you? But in my heart of hearts, I believe it's because of you and people like you
Mhm.
that do that. Um, do you think it's character, right? I mean, sports is it's weird. I mean,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be this rah 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 sports this, and I'm like some football head that just gets drunk at a tailgating party. I
Mhm.
mean, sports are important. What what do you see in sports? What makes it important to you?
To me, it make it important is that you can see like it bring people together. And it builds family. So that's the one thing I love about the track club and even with me going into the training, like when people come around, when people come into our circle with the track club, anything like literally we treat them like family. Like I tell people, like you are part of the family now. And so, and we just want to, and I believe when you treat people like family, when they actually come into you, when they leave from around you, that started to spill over in other areas. Because you spend a lot of times with families, you spend a lot of time with athletes, whatever high time period that is. And through this coaching wise, you also had to have a balance because it is time when you have to be the like, no, we finna do this, but then you have to be the coach, especially now in this day and age. You got to be able to listen to a lot of the youth and the young adults because they going through a tough time too. A lot
Mhm.
of them come from different backgrounds from their homes and for them to see like maybe a positive person maybe just coming to football practice or track practice or basketball practice or wrestling practice, whatever it may be. And so I think if you can kind of just help guide individuals, but I believe if you treat people like family, treat them like a community, that will start spilling over into other areas. That's like huge for me and Nikita, like community and family.
Yeah, I was gonna say something to that same effect that I don't see you just being the coach that's running the drills and then tell them to get away from me. I'm done
No.
coaching tonight. But you must hear. So my wife's a teacher, and then I'm here at the Fledge, and kids walk in here all the time with some of the uh, saddest stories, also happy stories. By the way,
Mhm.
there is happiness in our communities as
Mhm.
well, but some of the saddest stories, and you must have to absorb that trauma. I mean, it's like secondary, like, oh my God, I can't believe this kid's going through this. You know, and do you see that a lot? Do you have to be a lot more than what you would think a coach is?
Yeah, I know it was probably like 2 seasons ago, and we had a young girl on our team who was getting bullied at school, and that was really tough because when she came to track practice, she wasn't the fastest runner. She wasn't coming out to kind of be like I'm the best. Like she was just coming out to enjoy the sport, and she whatever we did, she gave it her all. And being with her, like when we was at track practice, she had like everybody was friends. It wasn't nobody was like distant from any like they was all one group. And then to hear that she was being bullied at school was really hard because I see her at track practice as just one as just one beautiful kid, young lady,
Yeah,
and then to hear that somebody's bullying her at school is like really hard. Like, how can you do that? Because she's at track practice. She's not the fastest runner, but she's here having fun and enjoying herself. And so, yeah, that is really because for me, it was like, well, I'm going to go up to the school and who's up here doing, who's doing this to these kids. So that's really hard. And so I remember we just tried to like talk with the family and things like that. I mean, do the best that we could do on our end and stuff. So yeah.
yeah. I love kids. Anytime I try to help or I try to mentor or I just coach because I coached wrestling before,
Hmm.
and yeah, they become mine, man. I'm like, we're going to that school. We're going to find these people. We're going to
Yeah.
settle this right now. A couple quick things, Nikita. even traveling around the suburbs or around the state of Michigan, you go up to Traverse City or whatever for a track tournament or a track meet. For me, I traveled all over the U.S. when I was wrestling, and my mom was poor as shit and could not afford it. The community came together and helped fund it. But after traveling the U.S., I did get this bug. I wanted to travel the world, and I got to a point where I was able to do that. And I think that's a very good point that Nikita's making. And then the champ, Mr. Joe Walker, boxer. He's saying sports teach togetherness and urgency and organizational skills. And then he follows up, what did sports teach you about reliability? So we'll go with Joe's question there.
Yeah. Just being together, that's a good question. Just being reliable on each other. So just showing up. Because I know, like for track, it was a team effort. You know what I mean? Like you had a relay. I ran a relay, and so just being reliable for each other on that relay, and then also carrying that over into my adulthood, being reliable for my family in different things, and for my wife and stuff. So that sports taught me a lot of things that I carry over into my adulthood and stuff. And it, like you said, it teaches good team effort, because if one person on a relay team does bad, it kind of affects the whole thing. Like somebody got to pick up the slacks at some point. So
yeah, I was lucky when my daughter was in high school. Grand Ledge had the fastest 200 relay in the state. I think they might even still hold the state record for that. Super fast kids, man, and it was that was part of the team thing. But like with track and wrestling, people don't think of it as a team sports. Outsiders don't, but it is. Even outside of the relay, if you're not showing up for practice, if you're not sorry, I scrolled past Ariana, thought that maybe pole vaulting was scarier than
I did pole vault.
Hurdles.
I pole vaulted too. Yeah.
But it is a team sport. If you're not showing up for practice, if you're not contributing, that might be the one point you need to beat the other team. If your teammate would have just taken second instead of third, or third instead of fourth, right?
Yeah.
So team sports, any sports, it doesn't really. They're all team sports, right? I mean, do you think that?
Right.
Yeah. How would you kind of summarize what your mission is? What are you trying to do in all the different things that you're doing, whether it's getting somebody more fit from the couch to 5K to helping the kids? How would you summarize what your mission is?
Just to connect and just to inspire individuals. Just to inspire people that it's never too late. It's never too late to start something that you thought was impossible, or it's never too late to change your lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle, and just to help and improve people to moving from one area from one space to over here. So yeah, that's really, I just want to come along and just help people, encourage people, inspire people, walk along them, because sometimes we get into something, want to help people, we want to run them, but some people just have to just walk on the side of it and just encourage them along the way. So yeah.
When you said connect and inspire, that is such a powerful thing. I mean, connection is the opposite of almost everything bad. The more friends you have, the less likely you are to have a substance use problem. The more friends you have, you can combine resources like you were talking about in the beginning there. The more friends you have, the more opportunity you see. Just connection is so important, and inspiration, and showing somebody that maybe looks like these kids that, hey, you can do this, you can coach, you can go here, you can make it to here. I told you this before the show, and I want to make sure I say it here. You are a hero to me for working with kids and older people on this journey, because it takes all of us to help connect and inspire everybody. And I didn't know I was going to say that sentence, that connect and inspire was going to be it, but I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So now I got lost. What's something you do every damn day to kind of push that forward?
So what I do every day is in the morning time, I just sit. I ask God, just like, what are you asking of me today? What are you asking me to do today? And one thing he always remind me that it's not about me. It's about serving and helping other individuals. It's about helping the community, and then also my family. Just seeing them, seeing my friends, seeing Nikita and them, and it just inspired me to push and just grow as an individual. And so that's what gets me up. That's what keeps me going every day. I just always remind myself that it's not about me, it's about the next person. Because COVID this whole year it's been different, especially 2020. A lot of people was in the house. A lot of people wasn't doing what they normally did on an everyday basis. Everything was changed, and pretty much I just saw a need that people want to get back into shape but don't know how. Like, because a lot of people want to get back into shape. A lot of people want to run 5Ks. A lot of people want to pick up different things, but just don't know how. And so I just want to come alongside people and just say, like, hey, you can do it. Just let me help you and guide you along the way. And so if I could just come in and just fill that gap, um, I'm I'm excited.
I love that you just said fill that gap, because I talk about stepping in the gap. Us as men, we've got to step in the gap between our young men, sometimes between each other, sometimes between other dangers. But we were missing for a while. I think, the 90s, we had, just skyrocketing of people going to prison. So,
Yep.
and black, brown, and poor people going to
Yep.
prison mostly. The war on drugs is a war on the poor.
Yeah.
And people need to remember that. So
Yeah.
we had the crack epidemic, we had the opioid epidemic, we have all these reasons that a lot of men are missing from our communities. And I was one of those missing men, because I was traveling all over the world doing my work in the wrong spot. And I admire you for doing your work in the right spot. I wish I would have started at your age instead of the age I did start at. So
No, thank you.
I think you're a hero. I think that what you're doing, and I just adore your wife. I think she is one of the most passionate entrepreneurs I've ever met, and
Yeah.
I'm glad she's pulled you into her world with that.
Yeah,
So
she
maybe
did.
you pulled. I don't know which way it went, but
We both work together, but
Yeah.
she is. She be rocking it out.
yeah. We daisy chain the shows together, and yesterday on the show I had a guy named Doug. He owns the Runabout Coffee Company, and he's got a question for you. And his question is, how do you take your coffee?
So I drink mine just straight dark, nothing added. People ask me, how do I do that? It's just, I don't know, it just tastes good better that way to me. One thing I don't have to worry about my household, that nobody's going to pick up and drink my coffee, because nobody likes theirs dark. So Nikita's not going to drink it. Nobody's not going to drink my coffee. So I'm the only one who likes my coffee straight.
Have you ever liked your coffee straight, or not liked it straight, like sugar and milk?
I have tried add sugar in creamer. So it just didn't taste right. Maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know, but I don't know. It seemed like it took away from the coffee. And then I had read up that it's good for you to drink your coffee straight, without anything added to
Yeah.
it. Because once you start adding everything to it, it takes away what this coffee is actually good for. So I just continue to start drinking it that way.
I used to drink my coffee with cream and sugar when I was a little kid. Like, my grandma started us on coffee when I was like 6 years old. And then wrestling, I had to lose weight. And then I was thinking about the sugars are all unhealthy, so I went straight black. And you ever tried to go without coffee?
Yeah, I have. I have.
Did it
It's
work?
different. It worked, but it was like it takes about a couple of days. You be like, man, I'm missing a cup because I used to always have a cup of coffee on my drive to work because it took me like 50 minutes to get to work. And so I would put on like some smooth coffee brew chill hop. And then when I was away from coffee for like a month, I'm like, I was listening to chill hop music and like the coffee brew, and like, dang, I don't have a cup of coffee to drink while I'm listening to the music. So, yeah.
I think I've drank a cup of coffee, at least one cup of coffee, a lot more than that, every day for the last 40 some years.
Okay.
I
Wow.
I've never tried to not have coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. And you say you drink yours straight or you mix
Yeah,
or
straight.
straight? Okay.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I would drink it with milk and cream. And sometimes my wife will get me some caramel whipped cream thing, and I'll drink it. But black is perfect with me. Straight is perfect with me.
Yeah, me too.
So tomorrow on the show, I've got a gentleman. His name is Ken Dale. And he's got a company called Rebranded Creations. He'll get pallets and stuff like that and build stuff out of it. What question would you like me to pass to him?
What's something you would like to learn that you haven't learned? So what's something you would like to learn?
Yeah.
New.
And I'm very curious what he's going to say because I've known him for a while and he bounces around all over the place, but I bet he's going to have a good answer. He'll be sarcastic and all that first, and then he'll have a good answer.
Yeah.
What about you? What's something you want to learn?
What was something I would like to learn new? Something I never did before. Oh, I know what it is. Everybody's been telling me to do this. Is swimming. I don't know how to swim, and so I don't know how to swim. So that would be something that I would like to learn new. And there's been a lot of people who would like to come along and help me learn this new activity. But yeah, I got to step out my own way.
You, Nikki just said that too. Swim.
Yeah.
So like you can't swim. Like if you fell over a boat, you would drown. Or
yeah, I probably go straight down.
Nah, you wouldn't go straight down. I love to swim. My wife and I were just debating. We've got to go to LA for a little bit and debating two places. And I'm like, I need that pool. I want to go swimming. But I don't know. I don't know how to do it, like where they breathe and all that. I get suffocating and it panics me. So I can't. I could probably tread water for a long, long time, but I couldn't win a race. That's for damn sure.
Well, you can get in the water. At least me, I'm like, no.
I used to jump in the deep end of pools as soon as I learned how to walk. They'd have to rescue me all the time because I love the water. But I just never could get that stroke down.
Yeah. No, not me. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. It's, I know growing up, I know a lot of people that were, my sister is scared to death of the water. So are you scared of the water or just have a little?
I don't know if I'm scared. Yeah, I guess. See, because Nikita did ask me this, what is my thing? I like every time I just think about swimming, it kind of be like, ugh. Like I get in the water, it's fine. At least the part when it's like when your feet can't touch the bottom. That's the scary. You're like it's like my feet can't touch the bottom. So I guess because you used to it, that's comfortable. You know what I mean? And so now it's something. Like I'm just like my feet can't touch the bottom. I'm like literally out here. So that's the frightening part for me. But I'm pretty sure anybody who's a swimming instructor can help somebody along the way of getting over that. So that would be my biggest thing.
And some people are scared of like the mucky bottom, and some people are scared of the fish. Who knows what the hell's in there?
Yeah, it can be anything.
Yeah. So, well, I hope you learn to do that.
Yeah.
If you want to. If you want to.
Yeah, because Nikita said if I learn how to swim, she would do a triathlon in 5 years. And so that's the challenge she put out to me. So I got to learn how to swim because I do duathlons. Like I did a duathlon and I haven't did a triathlon because I don't know how to swim, so I do duathlons, and that's a run, bike, run. So you run like whatever 2.5, maybe 3 miles, and then you bike for 12 miles, and then you turn around and run another 3 miles. But she put the challenge out to me to learn how to swim, and she'll do it with me. So
She said don't. She said don't put her out there. So I'm even going to put that up there to put her out there even more. Now you got to do it, Nikita. So, how long is the swimming part of a triathlon?
It's different. Some of it can be like 400 meters. Some of them can be 700 meters. Some of them can be up to a mile, 2 miles. It just depends on what the race is. It can be a sprint. So it just depends who putting the race together and what they want. So yeah. So
That seems doable. That seems doable.
yeah, it is. It's doable. It's doable. It's something that can be done. I have a friend who I train with who do triathlons too as well, and so he's getting better and stronger in the swimming and everything. And so yeah, we had to look into it.
I'm gonna read about you winning some triathlon soon. I can just feel it.
Hey, let's call it out. Yes, I agree with that.
Happiness, sadness, joy, hope, and or love. Which word or words would you like to talk about?
Joy.
Why joy?
Because I would say joy because me personally, I enjoy seeing the smile on people's faces when I work out with them, or the smile on the like at track practice, the time that the kids have fun with each other when we're not running, when they're not huffing and puffing. But it's just a joy of them seeing them hang out together, the joy of working with somebody from the couch to a 5K after a hard run, and they like, okay, I'm getting it, or they happy for where they having the joy and excitements of where they're going to. Yeah, and just the joy of just hanging out with my friends and family. So yeah, I think joy is a good cool word.
I wonder, I've been studying the difference between happiness and joy to people. And I had one theory, and then about 2 out of 3 people disagree with me.
Okay.
Is joy something that is like a constant feeling, and happiness is, you spike, like I'm happy right now, but I can go back to my joy? Or is it the other way around, where joy is the spike, but happiness, like to me, joy would be I won that race. Happiness would be I get to do track.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that how happiness, because you get happy all of a sudden, then that can spike up. But then having joy in your life, having that consistent of joy, I can see that, because yeah, you want to wake up with joy in your heart. You know what I mean? You want to wake up enjoying what you do, and then also being happy what you do. But I also heard somebody say if you enjoy working out, or you enjoy teaching some type of craft, that should be something you should go into. So yes, having the joy of something you enjoy working in, so that can be a purpose for you to move forward in. So yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Enjoy. I'm excited to be here. Like, this is pretty cool. Like, I think I got all kinds of different emotions right now. So yeah, so this is pretty fun.
You fill me with joy. I'm just talking to you, just seeing your face on the screen, because you've got this great smile. I feel your energy. You got this great vibe. Yeah, you make me pretty happy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Nah, this is pretty cool, because I never did anything like this. Like, I never been, and so for me to be on here, and because I seen your show, I seen when the kid was on here, I seen when other individuals come on, and so I never ever thought about me being on here. So just being here, being part of it, and then it's right here in Lansing, in the community that we in right now. I think it's pretty dope. So I'm pretty excited.
Well, I think we're lucky to have you in Lansing. I gotta say something. Don't forget Flint, everybody. I saw a video this morning. There's still brown water coming out of pipes. There's still problems. It seems like people are forgetting about it. And don't forget Flint for 2 reasons, though. One is we still have to help with the water, But the other reason is Flint's got a booming entrepreneurial ecosystem
Yes.
right now, and they're doing great things too. So
Yes.
support Flint and fight for Flint. Two
Yes.
things. Don't
Yeah.
just
No,
feel
you
sorry
absolutely
for Flint,
right.
right?
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, because Flint is, yes, you still had the water down there. I have family members who was affected by the water. And yes, Flint is definitely coming up on the downtown area. It's a lot of cool, amazing things down there. A lot of cool, amazing people down there in Flint who's doing things who I went to school with, who I graduated with, who's putting things together in the city of Flint. And so, yes, don't forget about Flint. It's doing some great things. It's pretty cool to see that, especially in the city I grew up in.
And we're here in Lansing. We're less than an hour away. Take a day trip over to Flint and do something. There's always something to do. I used to go there for like track meets and basketball tournaments with my daughter, and downtown would be closed. Like that was like
Hmm.
5, 6, 7 years ago. But now I think
Hmm.
it's thriving almost all the time,
Oh
right?
yeah, it is. Yep,
Yeah,
it is.
Flint's
It's
hopping.
yeah, it's a lot of good restaurants and stuff down there. Yep, it is.
Yeah, so go give some love to Flint, everyone, especially with our, I don't know, Flint and Lansing exchange people a lot, I think.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
but I think we're lucky to have you and Nikita.
Thank you.
So, um, is there anything we forgot to talk about?
No, I think we covered it all. Yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. I appreciate you having me on. I mean, everybody know that I need to work on my swimming, and then yeah, that I'm like I said, I'm coaching and helping people along the way, from couch to 5K, and then I'm doing duathlons. Like I said, I picked up cycling a year ago, and I'm new to that sport and everything. I don't know everything about it, but I'm new to it, and I've been learning cool things about it. So yeah, yeah, it's a good journey.
Well, I said I think that Nikita's a badass. I might have said it like that. And I'm going to say that to you. I see why you guys chose each other
Yeah,
because
she
I
is.
think you're a badass too, man.
Yeah, yeah, she is. She is. That's you. Yeah, she pushed me in a lot of different ways, to get out of my comfort zone, to go out and do some different things. And yeah, and I mean, having a wife like that, a support system, is really huge. And we go back and forth, like, and every day we just want to be better individuals. We want to just do whatever we can to come around and just help people any way that we can. Like, we know we can't save the world. Like, we know we can't. But if we can just help an individual each day, or just help people in our community with Uncovered, or with the track club, or personal training, like, we doing our part. Or the same thing you do at the Fledge, like, we doing our part here in the city, in the state, and in this country. And I think we keep linking up, it would continue to change.
That's right. Hey, I did forget something I want to throw up there. Our
Okay.
guest tomorrow, Ken Dale, he says Flint can, Flint does. He's from Burton,
Hmm.
right? That's right there in
Yeah,
Flint.
that's right there.
So the guest tomorrow is even going to be from Flint.
Okay,
So
cool.
that'll be 3 in a row,
Three in a
right?
row.
I think so.
Is it three
Something
in a
like
row?
that. No, it's not actually. I was thinking about the joy question, but
Okay.
I've had a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends in Flint and
Hmm.
people that in Lansing now that were from Flint. So
Okay.
much love to Flint is the point.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey man, thank you so very much for coming on today. I
Mhm.
think you are amazing. I want to support you in any way that I can. Is there anything any of us can do to support you?
Just go to just continue to look out for the things that we do. Just go and follow our podcast, our Facebook page for Two Families underscore One House. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or listen to us on Apple, Anchor, or Spotify. Right now, I'm working to put everything together, like a website and everything for people who can go for the training. So once I get those things together, I will send that to you.
Yeah,
And then yeah, just look out for an Uncovered, and then yeah, that's all I had to say is that it's never too late. It's never too late to improve your health. It's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to change your lifestyle. It's never too late to train for a 5K. So yeah, it's never too late.
I felt like you were pointing at me. I might have to train for a 5K now.
You ready? We can go. You ready?
I might as well. I need to quit smoking.
Okay.
And running would help me quit. I love to run, actually. I tried to make it like I didn't. But I do love to run because that it just takes me back to a spot where that feeling makes me know I need to eat better, I need to quit smoking, I need to drink more water, all the right things. So that feeling of feeling pushed like that, it's important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we need you to be here longer and stronger for your family. And the cool thing about it that when I do sign individuals for 5Ks, I try to look for local 5Ks here around the city to kind of support those 5Ks here. So yeah, we could talk later. We could talk.
We'll definitely talk. So was that also what you were taking us out with?
Oh yeah, Can I go through it again, or do I have to go?
No, not at all. But I do want to say I love this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. The best time to work on your health was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Okay. So I love the message that you're sending out there. Come on, y'all. Let's all get healthier, especially us in the Black, brown, and poor communities. You know, we're behind the game because they screw us when they try to put us into their systems. So some of this we can do for ourselves. Eat right, do some training. Where are you at with vaccination?
I know.
Nah.
So yeah, I don't.
All right. Yeah. I don't mean to put you on the spot one way or another. It's a personal decision, and people need to figure out. You know.
I think each person, just make the decision that's best for them. But I don't. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
All right. So we're going out on. Now's the time to start working on your health, getting in shape, getting ready for that 5K. It's a good goal to search or to reach for, right? Keeps you. It's not really the medal at the 5K we're going for. It's that healthier heart and those healthier lungs. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I have.
Much love to you and your family.
You too.
I like that both y'all have been on it. I think it might be there might have been one other power couple or something on it, but I think you're only husband and wife that have been on. So
okay,
I like that a lot.
Cool.
Thank you so very much. All right, everyone. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Every damn day, we got Ken Dale, and we'll be talking about rebranded creations, and we will see you all later. Thank you so much, Ramon. Stick with me.